Welcome to Moon Magic Meditations. My name is Luna, and I will be guiding you through a meditation for the winter solstice. Before we begin, I want to tell you a little about the symbolism of the solstice. In the Northern Hemisphere, December 21st marks the first day of winter. It will be the shortest day and longest night of the year. After that, the days will start to become longer again. This symbolizes the death and rebirth of the sun, the return of light, which is one of the reasons lights are hung for decorations in many cultures. Although we are welcoming light back into our lives, it's also important to embrace the darkness of the night. Only in the dark can true transformation take place. Going within and accepting the shadows that are a part of us is a beautiful way to harness the power of winter. It's important to rest during this time of year because just like the sun, we have a chance to be reborn. That being said, now is the time to find a comfortable seat in a quiet, dark place, or you may lie down if you feel called to do so. You may also get a blanket, pillow, or even a heater if you're somewhere cold. If you would like, you can place a candle nearby in a safe place with a scent that reminds you of winter, such as pine or sugar cookies. If you're sitting, I suggest sitting with your legs crossed and with palms face up on your knees. If you're laying down, place your hands at your sides with palms facing up. Option to place your thumb and little finger together to form Jala Mudra, the water mudra. Water is the element of winter, and this mudra will help balance the water element within. This mudra is also known as the seal of mental clarity. Once you are comfortable, close your eyes and begin to deepen your breath. Notice how the darkness feels as you settle in. Ask yourself, are you afraid of the darkness, or do you find peace within it? There's no wrong answer here. You are simply observing your thoughts, and then you can let them go just as easily as you thought them. As you continue breathing deeply, I will lead you through a guided visualization inspired by the winter solstice. Let's begin. Imagine you are in the forest. Snow covers the ground and a few snowflakes fall around you. The pine trees tower above you, covered with sparkling white snow. There is no one else around, so the air is completely still and silent. It's nighttime, so you can see the moon and the stars shining above you. You gaze at the moon, knowing that she is protecting you from any negative thoughts or energies. The moon is your guiding light in the darkness. As you walk through the forest, you come across a frozen creek. You stop and look at the shiny ice and see your reflection. You also see the moon and the stars reflecting above you. You feel as though you are connected to these elements because you are. The blood running through your veins is not so different from the water running through the creek. The air in your lungs is not so different from the cold, crisp air that froze the water and makes your nose and cheeks rosy. The moon is illuminated by the sun, just like you are illuminated by the moon and the stars. And you are made of stardust. You hear a crackling noise in the distance, so you begin to wander towards the sound. There's a glowing light that becomes larger and larger as you walk towards it. This sight gives you hope, because even though the moon and the stars have been giving you light to see, this light is much brighter. As you get closer, you can see that it's a campfire burning bright next to a log cabin. There are white lights strung across the roof of the cabin. You can see there is a light inside as well. However, you can't see what's inside because the windows are very frosty. When you open the door to the cabin, you suddenly smell freshly baked cookies, cinnamon, and pine. There's a stone fireplace with another fire going inside, so it's warm and cozy. Taking a seat next to the fireplace, you find an empty journal with a pen. At the top, it says, "I am ready to release, ... Take a moment to think of a few habits or thought patterns you would like to release on this winter solstice. Now that you have thought of a few, you look down and see that they are written in the journal by the fireplace. You tear out the page and throw it into the fire. You watch it burn, the embers floating up. They have been released. Feel how it feels to let go of things that no longer serve you. The next page in the journal says, "I am open to receiving." Take a moment to think of something or a few things that you would like to manifest into your life. Now that you have written down your manifestations in the journal, you close the journal and return it to where you found it, knowing deep within that you are worthy of your heart's desires and that they are coming to you. Now you're feeling a bit sleepy, so you lay down on the couch and close your eyes. On your next inhale, imagine white light filling up your lungs. And with your exhale, imagine the light spreading to other parts of your body, starting with your head, your neck, your collarbone, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, your ribs, your heart, your stomach, your hips, your thighs, your calves, and finally, your feet. Now you have filled your entire body with the light of the returning sun. Notice how it feels. Can you feel the warmth of the sun's rays? For the next few minutes, this is your time to reflect and go deeper within. If you find yourself dwelling on any thought, or if your mind is racing, come back to your breath. Your breath is always your anchor. Begin to deepen your breath as this meditation comes to a close. Wiggle your fingers and toes. If you're sitting, you can stretch your arms above your head, and if you're lying down, you can stretch your arms and legs away from each other, coming into a full body stretch. Rotate your wrists and ankles if that feels good. And when you're ready, blink your eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me for this Winter Solstice meditation. Let's take one deep breath together to close our practice. Breathe in through your nose and raise your hands above head, meeting at the top. Breathe out through your mouth while lowering your hands to heart center. Namaste.